Today we have people from different countries submitting their homework on Zoom. So let's do Q and the first. The internet connection might become unstable. Number 1.
Number 1. I'm 82 years old. I have practiced for a long time, slowly like a crawling turtle, but I would not give up. I can separate aggregates but don't know how to go further. I use the body as the home base, the mind seeing the body's movement. I see how the aggregates work. Most of the time the mind is scattered. Could you please give me some advice?
The practice doesn't go anywhere in itself. You are already mindful and able to see how the aggregates work. Keep practicing. One day when it reaches maturity, it will become sufficient on its own. Masters used to teach me that practicing is like eating. As we keep eating, fullness will come along. Practicing is the same. We keep practicing until the mind becomes sufficient by itself. Keep seeing the elements and aggregates, in which neither us nor ours exists. What you are practicing is fine. Try to observe. We don't develop wisdom all at once. Set some time aside periodically to practice calmness, so that the mind will gain happiness, calmness, freshness and strength. When the mind is calm and upright, we watch the elements and aggregates work. This body is hollow. It's not us or ours. It's hollow or like a cave where the mind lives. Seeing as such, there is nothing that is truly us or ours. Keep observing. What you are doing is good. Number 2.
Number 2. I chant Buddha and watch the breath. For my formal meditation, I listen to your teaching and practice walking meditation, observing how the body and mind work. I see the 3 characteristics of existence from time to time. In daily life, the mind still goes off for a long time. I suppose I haven't improved much because of errors somewhere, especially the lack of 5 powers. Would you please give me some advice?
What can fulfill the powers of faith, effort, mindfulness, concentration and wisdom? For mindfulness, simply keep observing the phenomena. Whatever phenomenon has arisen, know that it has. It doesn't need to be a good one. Your problem is forcing concentration. You force the mind to stay still. Can you see that the mind is immobilized? Set it free. Don't try to hold or preserve it. Like at this moment, the mind has started to change, right? Joyfulness and happiness have arisen. And we know that they have. But if you hold the mind still, it will be motionless. And won't show the 3 characteristics of existence while the others will. Don't hold the knower's mind still. Let it be what it naturally is. It arises, stays, and falls, just like other phenomena. The mind wanders now, you see it. Just see it. You don't need to speak. Just reply in your mind. Keep observing but never focus or force for stillness. Number 3.
Number 3. I practice by observing the breath and chanting Buddha during the day. Sometimes I switch to watch the mind that wanders off to the eyes or ears. I see that phenomenon arises and falls on their own. It is not possible to control. I would like to know whether my mind has now become upright and can further develop wisdom.
This mind is being forcefully controlled. It's motionless. Let me show you what it looks like. Do you notice it's unnatural? Your concentration is incorrect. You're forcing it to stay still. Let it move freely. You see, when you're forcing it, the mind is heavy and tight. On the other hand, if you release the mind, it will be awake, delighted, and move freely. We simply continue to observe it, seeing it change. Instead, if you try to control or preserve it, it will be blunt. Do you see that the mind is waiting to hear what I'm going to say? Know it right there, at the present. That it is waiting to hear more. Now you are forcing too much, see it. You are seizing it. Let it move freely instead of catching it. Otherwise, it will be motionless like this. Once you can overcome this, wisdom development can arise. But if not, only fixed concentration can. Have you noticed that the mind changes all the time? Sometimes happiness arises and then falls. Other phenomena also arise and fall. Don't induce the mind or delusion will get in. If you want to practice meditation, go on, but don't induce the mind to be calm. If you do so, you will overfocus, or be taken over by delusion. It'll become dull. If your practice leads to dullness, then that is incorrect. Number 4.
Number 4. I try to practice mindfulness during the day using chanting and body movement as a home base. I feel that the mind is somewhat unnatural. I often hold it and feel uncomfortable. I can't watch the phenomena directly. I also want to do well in practicing. I think I'm still not so conscious. Can you please give me some advice?
The mind is scattered and swinging. Have a home base. And notice when the mind makes movements. If you have enough concentration, wisdom can be developed. Do you see that your mind now is different from before, when you didn't practice? In the past, the mind was normal. Good, bad, happy, sad. But when you practice, you make the mind stay still. Correct this one. Don't bind the mind still. Allow it to move freely. Just like when you didn't know about practicing. Can you recall when you didn't practice? Your mind changed from this to that quickly, instead of being immobilized for a long time. What you are different from those who don't practice Dharma is that their mind moves and changes naturally, but they are not mindful of it. When we practice Dharma, we are mindful, but we stare at phenomena mindfully. That's why they don't change but stay still. We are to develop ourselves to the point where the mind works naturally, but we are mindful. This is different from those who don't practice. Their minds move, but they are not mindful. On the contrary, we allow the mind to move freely, but are mindful of it. Try to adjust it. Don't make it become dull, which is not good. Keep practicing. I see that the difficulty in practicing is how we can develop the right pair of mindfulness and concentration. The right mindfulness is the awareness of the body and mind, without the intention to do so. The right concentration is the uprightness that occurs without intention. If we intend to, then it won't be the right concentration. If we have these two, wisdom will be developed. We'll see the three characteristics of existence. Number 5.
Number 5. I can see defilements such as anger and greed faster. But I'm not sure what home base is suitable for me. At present I observe the breath sometimes and the mind another time. When I'm unwell, I like to observe sensations. I love to think, read, and write, so my mind is scattered and greedy. I know that I want a home base that is suitable for myself. Can you please advise me so that I can practice correctly?
Your weak point is mental distraction. The mind loves to think. Instead of letting it wander in thoughts, try to think of things related to the body and mind. But it must see the three characteristics of existence. Think in the way of the three characteristics of existence. You can't force it not to think. It's in your nature to think a lot. Watch it and consider it in the way of the three characteristics of existence. Think of the body and the mind. That way and you will develop better concentration. Less mental distractions will arise. But if you let the mind scatter, by wandering in thoughts, writing, speaking up, giving opinions or so, you will lose concentration. That's why you need to consider the body and mind in the three characteristics of existence. Number 6.
Number 6. I practice formal meditation by chanting, walking, and sitting meditation for an hour. During the day I'm aware of body movement. I can separate elements and aggregates a bit. I see aggregates appear from emptiness and notice defilements often. I also see the mind think, see greed disappear, and see self arise and fall. When it enters deep concentration, it doesn't see self but the mind, and the body becomes hollow. The problem is at the beginning of my walking meditation path the mind often goes into deep concentration and I'm unconscious while practicing sitting meditation. Can you please give me some advice?
You have powerful concentration, which is not bad. If the mind goes into deep concentration, let it be. When it detaches from that state, go on being mindful of the mind. When we practice until the elemental world, the body, has disappeared, but only the mind is left, from then on aggregates will always be separated. as you can separate the aggregates proficiently. Don't resist it when the mind goes into deep concentration. At one point, it will detach itself. There you just be mindful of the body and mind. Whatever it is aware of. And see changes arise. For example, at first we don't see the body, but after the mind detaches itself from concentration, the body will appear. Then we are mindful of the body breathing out and in. It's not us or ours. Or sometimes after the mind pulls itself from concentration, we can see changes of the mind. Previously it was calm and clear, but now it's not. Just know whatever comes in the present. Don't try to resist if the mind wants to enter deep concentration. What's important is when the mind is detaching itself. Be mindful of either the body or the mind, whatever it is conscious of. And see changes as well as the three characteristics of existence. It's good that you practice. But don't overfocus and stress yourself. Number 7.
Number 7. I practice by seeing the mind lost in thought, either for a short or long period. I watch both the body and mind and see the mind struggles. Before bedtime I chant and practice meditation. At bedtime I chant Buddha and watch the breath until I sleep. Some nights I see the mind build some realms on its own, which I am not sure if this is true. Once when I was young I happened to feel loss of what I was doing here. Can you please advise what I should be cautious of?
What you need to be cautious of is to watch your mind. Whatever defilements have arisen, know that they have. Sometimes it's greed. Sometimes it's anger. Keep watching and seeing changes of the mind. Your concentration is not enough. The mind is still scattering. Keep practicing. Number 6. You are over-focusing. Like this. I made a facial expression for you to see. Do you get it? Right. Don't do what you just did. Holding attention is not a good concentration. Good concentration comes with the virtuous mind. Light, soft, kind, active, agile. And honest in knowing phenomena without laziness. Number 8.
Number 8. Recently the mind has become idle, dull, and sleepy often. Sometimes I can't watch it. I can see the mind move but not clearly. Last year you said that the mind was still biased. How about this year? Do I have any improvement?
Watch the body more. When the mind has become feeble, it will wander off. Watch the body. Watch the body breathing out and in. Standing, walking, sitting, or lying down. Moving or staying still. As you are aware of the body this way, your concentration will improve. And wisdom can be developed. When mindfulness of the body arises, the three characteristics of existence will be seen. When mindfulness of the mind arises, the three characteristics of existence will be seen. But that is the wisdom development level. At present you need to build strength for the mind first by being mindful of the body. We have covered all 8 people. Internet connection is unstable these days, so I was crossing my fingers. Today, the monks have to take Dharma scholar exams, both secondary and advanced levels. The exams will be for 4 days. They have to write Dharma essays. In the past, the monks had to write and engrave on ancient palm leaf manuscripts. On Buddhist holy days, they would read them to villages. The monks would sit on a pulpit, give a short chant in Pali, and explain the content. It was a way to train monks so that they could teach people. If monks are educated in writing essays before, it won't be difficult. I'm not sure if this is still taught in school nowadays, though. No one would force you to practice Dharma. It's voluntary. You can choose to enjoy this world. That's fine. But you will face its consequences. Whatever we do, we will receive consequences accordingly. We are free either to practice Dharma or to believe in the Lord Buddha. However, Dharma is the truth. We'll become what we do, if we live our life as we please. Sooner or later, suffering will call us at our door. The Lord Buddha didn't set up this rule, but it's the law of nature, which is cause-effect related. The Lord Buddha simply discovered this truth, and he persuaded us to practice Dharma. Give alms, keep the precepts, meditate, and cultivate wisdom. It's voluntary. Everyone will reap the harvest. Some people cause troubles to others because of their extreme greed, or anger, and feel that such action is good. But the laws of karma are always fair. If a person is anxious with his own mind, wanting everyone in the society to be as exactly as he wants, the first person who suffers is himself. He cannot have a peaceful mind, but a nervous and stressful one. This is the laws of karma, which is always fair. If we walk the path that the Lord Buddha taught, then we are doing good deeds. the consequences would be happiness. When we do good deeds, it's not that we can earn happiness in the next life. If we do good deeds with the right mind, we can be happy as soon as we think about doing them. Such as thinking of practicing Dharma to lessen defilements, or thinking of lending a helping hand to animals. Virtuous thoughts lead to virtuous minds, and eventually virtuous actions. While we are giving alms, keeping precepts, meditating, practicing insight, we feel happy during those actions, without having to wait until the next life. Good deeds bear good fruits right at the moment. The first person who benefits from good deeds is the person who does so himself, because he will have a virtuous mind. But we have to be careful of doing good deeds, since the mind can also turn vicious instead. For example, we see a stray dog and want to help, which is a virtuous thought, and then we go on giving it some food. However, there are a lot of stray dogs, and we cannot help them all by ourselves. Then we ask others to do this together, and more dogs come to us. In the end, we become stressed and anxious. The mind has turned vicious instead. That's because we want to do good deeds, but it's beyond our efforts. When we feel stressed, the mind is vicious. When we want others to help, the mind is greedy. When we don't get what we want, the mind becomes angry and gloomy. You see, the mind is quick. We try to think, speak, and do good things, but the mind can abruptly turn vicious. Let's say we see a dog being hit by a car. We feel sorry and help carry it to the roadside with a kind heart. As we see the dog suffer a great deal, we also suffer with it. Compassion has already turned into aversion. If we are not aware of this, the mind will be taken over by aversion and become gloomy. Therefore, do good deeds when you can. If the opportunity has passed, let it go. When it comes again, take the chance. Doing good deeds in hope for benefits can cause good consequences, but not much. That's because it is easily mixed with greed. If we do good deeds because we think we should, and expect no rewards, then the mind is free. Even free from good deeds. We do good deeds, but the mind is free, instead of being enslaved to them. Venerable Buddhadasa used to teach this. I can remember it well, although it was a long time ago. He said both vice and virtue are equally awful. Adhering to vice is the worst. But adhering to virtue also suffers. Then how do we stay away from doing evil deeds, and at the same time not adhering to good deeds? Some people adhere to doing good deeds and are worried about what they do. For example, they do their best in cooking so as to offer the best food to monks. They are already stressed during preparation. Worries cause the mind to be vicious. That's why we must be careful of our mind. When the mind is evil, know that it is and don't act upon it. When the mind has fabricated virtue, know that it has and do accordingly. But never adhere to it. Those who adhere to good deeds are pitiful, but still are better than those adhering to evil deeds. However, being adhering to nothing is the best. It is easier said than done. But we must try to practice. When I was a layperson, I used to adhere to virtue. In 1983, Luangpu Pramote told me to promulgate the Dharma that I was practicing. He said that there were many people who shared similar temperament like mine, and that there'd be more in the future, those living in the city. They would benefit from learning how I had practiced, he said. That's why I started to promulgate Dharma by writing for a publication, or by talking to friends, when they were interested in Dharma. At first I adhered to the good. I told them with the desire for them to understand what I did. I tried very hard. Sometimes I went to a friend's house and taught Dharma practice, meditation, and so on, to a small group from evening until the next morning. I still was like that after being ordained. When I taught Dharma, I would like the audience to understand, so that they would be happy and less unhappy. The mind was greedy. It wanted the good for others to understand the Lord Buddha's precious Dharma. Once one understands, he and his family will have peaceful lives. Wherever he goes, he will bring about peace to others. Later on I noticed that my attitude was improper. It went against the laws of karma. I tried to make others practice, but their mind was not that interested. They simply wanted to practice only a bit, so that they would carry on doing so in their next lives. They didn't want to achieve enlightenment in this life. But as I adhered to the good, I wanted them to practice as much as they could, so that they would reach enlightenment in this life. It was a pure good intention. But the action was against the laws of karma. Because I tried to interfere with their lives. Once I have become a monk, I start to notice one thing. No matter how much I teach, everyone has their own limit. Not everyone can achieve enlightenment within this life. Some people don't want to. However, since they have practiced Dharma, At least their actions are disciplined by the precepts. Whenever they are acting against the precepts, they would feel ashamed. Teaching Dharma practice made me know that I can't resist people's karma. If that's the most they can do. When we adhere to the good, such as wanting others to be good, what happens is suffering. Adhesion to either vice or virtue causes suffering. Don't expect that adhering to the good is fine. Let's say we practice meditation and adhere to calmness, happiness, or luminosity. We want to be like that every day, forgetting that concentration is also non-self. Today we may experience calmness, but another day we may not. If we adhere to the good, we'll be worried why today is unlike yesterday. If it really were like yesterday, then you should be horrified. That's because there would be no change. Everything would be exactly the same. We would be born and die with the same mind. But in fact there are changes. And that's why it's possible to train ourselves. I took medicine to clear mucus, but it did the job too well. Keep practicing. Don't expect calmness to happen every day. Some days we might be able to develop wisdom. Other days we might not. Our duty is to keep learning. Finally, true wisdom will arise. That is, we can't even control our mind. Then how can we do the same for others? We'll become wise. We'll understand ourselves as well as others. We won't expect that others shall be similarly good. Because it is impossible. Be mindful so as to protect the mind. When merit has arisen, know that it has. When demerit has arisen, know that it has. If we don't know when merit or demerit has arisen, the mind will begin to work, fabricate and struggle. Once the mind struggles, because of either good or bad, it brings about a burden to the mind itself. Being mindful so as to protect the mind means knowing our mind. When the mind is greedy or not greedy, know that it is or is not. When the mind is angry or not angry, know that it is or is not. When the mind has wandered off, know that it has. When the mind is upright, conscious of the body and mind, know it. When the mind is scattered, know that it is. When the mind is gloomy, know that it is. Always keep watching like this, from the time when you wake up until you sleep. If that's possible, when you can't watch the mind, come back to your home base such as chanting Buddha, or breathing. When the mind has gained strength, now watch changes. Whatever changes come to the mind, know them. If not, merit and demerit will command us to fabricate physically, verbally and mentally. I have seen many monks who love to teach. They want to teach to whoever they see. They are kind-hearted and want people to understand Dharma. This is an example of being unmindful and having no protection for the mind. The mind is driven by kind-heartedness and then struggles. We should be mindful and have our mind protected. Know it when merit arises. Know it when the mind is greedy, angry, or lost in thoughts. Keep watching. Otherwise, fabrication will arise and proliferate mentally, physically and verbally. Let's end the session as of today. It's hard to teach with a runny nose.